Hello and welcome to another Nikomedias tutorial. A few days ago I posted a picture on my Facebook, this is this one, and some people now want to know how I did this, and especially how I did this tire here, with the profile here. And of course I want to show you how I did this. To be honest, this is an older picture and I made a lot of mistakes in this picture, but we don't see it. But the modeling technique was really bad and yeah, it doesn't matter. Now I will show you a much better technique, and we can take from a reference picture a profile, and every profile we want we can put on our tire. So, and if you want that I recreate the whole scene, so just leave a comment, and if some people want it, I will do it the whole scene. But for today, I thought it's enough to make just the tire and maybe the speaker here. And yeah, and if you want, then we can continue with the guitar stands and the cable, but it's not so interesting. But we will see how far we come today. So let's start. So first we need a picture, a reference picture, and I go in the top view, and now I searched on Google and I found this picture here, and I think I will use this profile here for this tutorial. So I go back, and here I press Shift V, then we come in this viewport here, in the viewport settings. And here we have back, this is for a background image, and here we can drop in our image. So I go here and just drag it and drop it in here. So, now I see that the rotation is not the right one, so go to rotation, 90 degrees, that's okay. So the next thing I need is a plane, simple plane. Yeah, I'm here in the color shading mode, that's good. So I want to see it here, and I don't need segments here, so just one, and I put the plane on X-ray in basic, so I see it better. Yep, much better. So how big we need is, we needed something like this. Sorry, go here, this will be 800, yeah, 800 is okay. Then I make this plane editable, so just press C on your keyboard and go in the point mode. In the point mode with the rectangle selections, I take these 2 points and I want them on X on position 0. So just drag it here with the Shift key. If you hold the Shift key, you can drag with increments of 10 and 400 centimeters. You see it here, position X is 0. And you can do it like this. If you're here, just go here, press 0, it's the same. Next, take this upper points here and put it about here in the middle of this deepening, or how can I call it? Deepening doesn't matter. Then the lower points and drag it about here in the middle of this one. That's okay. Then we need our knife tool. K for knife tool in loop mode, it's okay. Restrict the selection out, it's not activated. And now let's cut a little bit. Let's make a cut here. Then here you see this profile here, something like that, and 2. Here the same, something like 1, 2. Then one cut here and here, one here and one here and one here. That's it. Then we need the point and the point selection. Go to rectangle selection, and we drag these 2 points down here. Try to stay in the middle of this here, and it doesn't. It has not to be so exactly so. So here the 2 points. Okay. Then take all these points, drag it down. And these points. Whoops. Next ones. Whoops. And the last one is this. Something like that. Yeah, that should be okay. Now we need again the knife tool. Unselect. K for knife. Loop mode is okay. Now we cut in this direction. So one cut here, one cut here, cut here, and here. Okay, looks good. Now we go into polygon selection and just select these polygons we want to extrude, and they should be higher. So 1, 2, 3. This, and here I want all because I want one line here. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Go in perspective mode. So now let's extrude these things. D for extrude, and extrude it about 30 centimeter. And now we can leave our X-ray. So I don't need this polygon and on the other side the same. So I go in my edge mode, edge selection, select this one and just delete it. So hit delete on the keyboard, that's it. Okay. Next point is we need this edge and just drag it a little down, something like this. Okay. Now you should save your work. So I see I have here a TireSpeaker so just save it, Control S. So next thing is we go in the polygon selection mode and we want to subdivide our object here. So go right click and press subdivide. And now I don't need, in this direction, I don't need so many subdivisions. So go in the loop selection, so edge mode here, loop selection UL. And here stop at boundary edge, activate it, and select this edge and select this edge. Then right click and dissolve. Okay. Now we go in the polygon mode and again right click and subdivide. Okay. And again we dissolve some edges with this again. Then this edge. To add the selection, hold your shift key, and to subtract the selection, hold your control key. This edge, so you see everything is selected here. Right click and dissolve. Yes. And I save it. Next thing is I don't need here as many subdivisions. Because if we have too many of them, the sides of the tire will look ugly. I'll show you later what I mean. And so we have to get rid of some subdivisions here. So I want to go from, let's say, 10 or what is here to maybe 6 or so. For this we have a trick now. Yes, go to selection mode, take the path selection or on your keyboard, take these edges, this edge and this edge, then right click, stitch and sew. We want to melt these outer edges here with the middle edge. So go here on the upper point here and just drag it here, and the same here. Now we have here one more, but you see we have triangles here. We have two triangles here, and we don't want triangles. So how we can fix this? We go to the edge selection, select this edge and just right click and dissolve. Now we have a quad. You see it looks like a triangle, but you see 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that we can be sure it will calculate, the cinema will calculate as a quad. So I take this point and just drag it a little in this direction. So I break this edge here. So, but I want one more of this, so I want to get rid of one more. For this, I go in the edge mode, take this edge, and this edge, and do the same again. I go to stitch and sew, take this out to this, and this to this. Now I dissolve this edge, and again I take this point here and just move it up a little. So yeah, that's nice now. Now I have, you see we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here we have 3. The same we do now on this side. Take for our path selection in the edge mode. 1, 2, 3. Then stitch and sew. 1, 2. Okay, then dissolve this one. Go in the point mode. And whoops. Okay, and now in the edge mode we take this, and stitch and sew from here to here, from here to here. Dissolve this one, and the point mode just a little up, something like this. And now we have just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 10 I had before, something like this. That helps us. I will show you later why. Okay, the next thing is I need I don't want this thong here to go into the thong deck, and let's say 22, so that doesn't look so ugly. So there's I need a bend deformer. So select your plane and hold your shift key and click on the bend deformer. So the bend deformer becomes child of the plane with the shift key. And now we have to look how we do this. I don't like the bentiform. I'm serious, because every time I have troubles with it. But let's see how it works today. Make it a little smaller and just let's see how it works. Okay, what I want is I want to show you. Go in the side view or here. Yeah, what I want this end here dragged down here like this. So how can I do this? I see the bentiformer now and it works in this direction. So R for rotation, and I rotate it like this. That should be okay, but it works. And it works in the wrong direction now, and then I rotate it 180 degrees this direction. And now, yes, that's what I want. Now I can bend a little stronger. But not so. Something like that. Yeah. A little bit more. Yeah. This you can do how you like, but I think that's okay now. Okay. The next thing we do is we go. I don't want to see this deformer, so let's hide it. But the deformer is, yeah, maybe a little smaller. Something like this, maybe. As I said, I don't like the bentiformer, but I'm sure there are people out there they can work with it. So, but now it's okay. Good. Now I take this object and I want to put it in a Symmetry Objects. So just select it. Go to the Symmetry Object, hold your Alt key and press on the and click on the Symmetry Object. And now we get this. It looks more like an starfighter or something else than a tire, but it will get better. Okay, so far so good. Now what I do is I make a null object and call it backup. Hide it, and I take a copy of the symmetry in my backup file. So just hold your control key and drag it in the backup file, so you can disable this. And now I want to make my symmetry object here editable. So, and I do it with the script here, with the edit optimize script. That does everything for me. It combines everything and optimizes it and. Otherwise, you have to press C on your keyboard and select all together, then right click, connect and delete, and. This script does everything for you. So I go to this and say this, and here I have my object. It's everything connected and optimized. Now let's see how it looks in a subdivision surface. Hold your Alt key and whoops, subdivision surface, and we get this nice thing here. And it just looks quite nice, I think. Okay. Next thing is we need, take this out of then, we need a cloner. So go to the MoGraph tag, cloner, Alt and held Alt and oops, clone. The clone not in the Y direction, so we need in the Z direction, but we don't need how far in the Z direction. So you see, okay. But for this, I want to be exact here on the end. So I deactivate for a moment, go to my Symmetry Object, go in my Edge mode, for path selection, and select the longest path here. Oops, that's okay. Here now I see the size of this path. This is 252. I just select this and copy. So Control C, copy this value. Now I go back to my cloner, and in the Z axis I paste this here. So Control V and enter, and now we are exactly on each other. Here everything fits exactly. Okay. And now we don't need just 3 of these clones, we take 30 of them. Whoops. And doesn't it look like a tire? So for this now we need of course to make this thing round. So I go first, I take an null object here, put my cloner in and select the null object, and with the selected null object I go to the deformer, Spline Wrap, and Shift key and click on Spline Wrap here. And for the Spline Wrap, of course, we need a spline, so we take a circle spline. Here is the circle spline, but we need it in another direction. We need it, yeps. And this is of course much too small, so make it a little bigger. Let's say, how far we, I think 1300 about should be okay. We see it later. Okay, now we go to our Spline Wrap and drag this circle spline in the Spline Wrap here. Whoop, and we get this. Yeah, looks nice, maybe for a daily render, but not for a tire. So we have to go here and plus set. It's almost correct here. It's almost okay. Now we go into Spline Wrapper, R for rotation, and rotate it 90 degrees. And now it looks more like a tire. So next thing is go to the Spline Wrap, and here to fit the spline we need keep length. Now back to our circle here, T for scale. We scale our circle, we make it smaller. So, and the smaller we make it, as closer we come here. Let's get closer, go to the circle, and here, let's say 2010 we have here. Let's go one down, 9, 8. That looks good. That's it. And if you go to the arrow keys, if you press on the arrow key, you have just one increment of one. And if you go, you hold your Alt key and press on the arrow keys, you have a tenth of them. So Alt key, and it's 0.1. You see, now we are almost okay. And this thing we will repair with the optimize later. So let's go, and I take this whole null here, Control and drag it in the backup folder, so we have a copy of this if we need it. Save the work, and now I go to the cloner and make it editable. So I go to my edit optimize script. Whoops, yes. Now I take this spline wrap and put it under the cloner. The null I don't need anymore. And now here in the cloner I go right click and current state to object. So I can delete this whole cloner with the spline wrap, and this is just one object now. And if we see now we have here the points not together, but this we can do with the right click in the point mode. Just click once somewhere in the viewport, so you're sure no point is selected. Then right click and look at the optimize. Here I'm on 0.5. The default setting is null 0.01. If I click it now, okay, nothing happens here. So I go again here on this. Yeah. I try it with 1.1. Okay, and that's it. And we are optimized. And everything is together. And now go to this mode. And if we put now everything in a subdivision surface, we have a really nice tire. See, here we have some problems, I see, but this is just the phone tag. So if you go to the phone tag, go from the 22 back to 80 or something else, and everything looks nice and smooth. Yep. Okay. Now we have this one. Now we can start with the sides here, with the walls of the. So let's go here and deactivate this subdivision for a moment. Now UL for loop selection in the edge mode. Of course we have to go. Here is the stop at boundary edges. Nope. We need this one. And this one. Then D for extrude. And just extrude it out like this. Let's say 250 should be enough. And now you see here these spaces. If we wouldn't have made this thing here, this geometry reduction, we had here and here and here. You had a lot of edges here, and if we put this then in a subdivision surface, we would see a whole of laminates, and it looks ugly. It looks really ugly. So yeah, then go T for scale, and let's make this offset of this extrusion maybe 300. Yeah, 300 is better. Then again, the same extrusion again. So go here to new transform. It's maybe a little too much, but doesn't matter. Then T for scale, and scale this inner. We have selected this one and this one. So just in the x-axis scale, go inner, something like this. Okay. Let's see what we get now. And with this, if we haven't made this reduction here, we would see here every laminate. I don't know how it's called. So next thing is with this edge selected with these two in the scale mode. Go to X scale, just this one, and hold your control key on your keyboard and scale it down so you go like a little inner. Then again go to your X axis, but hold now the shift key, so you see the other two axes are activated. Shift key and control key, and again drag it inner. So now again UL in the edge mode, take this edge, this one, and this one, and MS for a bevel, and just bevel it a little bit. Something like that should be enough. With one subdivision is more than enough. Okay. Now we get this. And if it's too thick for you here, so just go in the edge mode, UL, take this one and this one here, go in the scale mode and just scale it in the x-axis so it gets a little thinner. Yeah. It looks like a nice tire. Everything is nice and smooth and fine. Okay, but maybe now that the hole here or the middle is too small for our speakers, but we can work with this too. So here we go in the edge mode. Deactivate this. UL on your keyboard. Take these edges here. And this one. Same on the other side. Don't forget to hold your shift key to add the selection. And now we just go in our scale mode, go on the x-axis, hold your shift key. Now the other two axes are activated, and just drag it up a little bit so the hole will be a little bigger. Yeah, maybe better. But now we are not here in the middle now. Here the next trick is UL. Take this one. Then go to your slide tool. Right click and here somewhere should be slide. MO on your keyboard. Or I have it here on my... No, this is Edge to Spline. Here I forgot to put it in here. So it doesn't matter. We know it that it is here. Go to slide tool, MO, and slide this edge up a little bit. We see here an offset. This is -50. Take -50 here. Okay, and on the other side we have to do the same. UL and slide tool. But here not -50. Here we need +50. So here now we have. Now I like it. Okay. Yes. Now we can do some gimmicks, like make some go into edge mode. Let's say we want UL here and here. Make MS for bevel. Make the bevel something like this. Yeah. See, with one subdivision here. Then again UL here, here and here. Other side the same. Here, here and here. And now bevel again, but MS again. Just a little bit. Just like this should be enough. Maybe a little more. Let's say offset of 4. And with no subdivisions. Okay, then we go in the polygon mode. UL for loop selection. This here, this one, and the other side the same. This one, and this one. And now we extrude this a little bit. D for extrude on your keyboard. And just a little bit, as much as you want. So let's say like something like this. If we put this now in a subdivision surface, we have to get this one. And yeah, it's maybe too much. Yeah, use edge breaks away. Maybe I extruded it a little too much, but it doesn't matter. So that's the speaker so far, the tire so far. If you want to make this notes, what I did around here, this between the note, that's very simple. I will show it to you. I just searched on Google for some notes like this in a vector format, and I used them such like you extrude a font or something else with a vector format. So it's nothing more. Or you search for a font that has some notes. But it's very easy. It's cloned on a spline. So if you go here, go back to here, and let's say I want UL for loop selection and want just this spline here. Let's say this spline is enough. Then we can go to, I have it here. This is edge to spline called, but I have to right click. I don't know. No, here right click is not. Is it under mesh? Commands. Edge to spline here. Here it is. But I have it here. Edge to spline. So now you get this spline here. And now I want to, let's say, I want some letters. Here's the A. Copy it, make a B. Copy it, make a C, just to show you what I mean. Okay. Take these 3 and put take a cloner, MoGraph cloner. Put these 3 in a cloner. Then go to the inner cloner, not under the cloner. Cloner in the object mode. And on the object mode, you take your spline here, what we created now. Put it in, and you see these letters are on your spline. Now you have to play with the transformation. Minus 90 here. And okay, that's exactly the wrong one. Yeah, of course. That's what I like. It's stuck with me. That's when I think you know what I mean. It's of course totally wrong. But with the transformation you can play it and you will find your way. Play on your, yeah, but you see what I mean. So you can put your letters on the tire. But maybe when I take this new spline and say, let's say, whoop, the point mode, reverse sequence. Yeah, that's it. Okay. That's 360 here. No, just no 360. This is no. So now we're talking. And let's say a little, go in the transformation, you can go a little out too. So X is the wrong one, Y is the wrong one, Z is the wrong one. Yeah. Then you get something like this. Okay, but I don't need this one. So okay, I let it for the project file. Of course, you get the project file, no question. So yeah, that's this. Next thing will be the speaker. Okay, let's make the speaker. The speaker I did very simple. You will see it. It's no problem. We can do it some ways, but let's make a tube. This tube we need plus X. So something like this. Right. Make it bigger here so it fits about our tire here. The inner radius like this. Put it in the front a little bit. Okay. Here we could do it in many ways. We could do it with extrusions. We could do it with a cloner, but I do it with extrusion here. And make this. Let's make it solo for a while. This is the next MagicSolo button. I don't have it here. If you press Shift F12, Shift and F12, you get the whole thing here, and MagicSolo. And now I can drag this to my magic things here. Drag this out here and put it in here. So I have my MagicSolo here. And this MagicSolo button does this. You go to your tube, click on MagicSolo. Now I have just my tube here and can work with this tube without be disturbed from the other things. So display here I want, let's say here I want 4 segments for the height. 4 segments here. Then I make this whole thing editable here, but it's too high. I think I'll just make the height 50. Yeah, something like this. This you can make however you want. So okay, then I make this editable. So I take my edit optimize script. Yips. Now take polygon models, UL for loop selection. I loop 1, 2, 3, and D for extrude, and extrude it in something like this. Yeah, so let's say 40 here. Okay. Then UL for loop selection. Control key and just delete this selection. D for extrude and click on apply. UL, control key to delete the selection. And now D for extrude again. But I extrude now more, something like this. Then we move this, so go to movie and move it down a little bit. Then again D, and extrude it something like this. Sorry. And then I click again on my MagicSolo button, and everything is here again. So go to my tube, take this whole tube and move it forward a little bit. Now I want my subdivision surface here. Take out this cloner, so this is our tire. Tube is our speaker. Now I take the speaker and the tire, then Alt G and group it. And now I put this group in the subdivision surface. So everything is subdivided together. But I see I don't like these soft edges here. So go to my speaker again. I solo it. Now I go to edge mode and selection, and we do a Fong selection, UN on your keyboard. Fong selection, and you see all our selections are done for us, selected. So I click here, select all. Then I go to my selection here. Okay. Then UL, I want one selection more. This is this one. So Shift key and take this too. And now I want to bevel this thing. MS and just a little bevel. Like this. With let's say 1 subdivision. Yes. So okay. Back to the normal view. And if we go on and take this now in the subdivision surface, now we have sharper edges here. I see the tire, the speaker is a little too small. We have here a gap between the speaker, and we have here 1390 to 1390. Make it to 95. 95. We can go to 1400. 1400. Yep, passed. Okay, nice. Maybe drag it a little out here so we can see it. A little better. If you drag and do something like this, you should disable the subsurface. But now it's okay. Good. And here we need this back. This funny knob here. So let's go here and make an oil tank. So oil tank. We need the oil tank in plus X, yep. So make this oil tank solo again. I need in the height, I don't need subdivisions, height segment. Okay, now I make this editable, so edit optimize. Okay, go in my point modes, rectangle selection, then only select visible elements not selected and not activated. Select this and delete it. Okay, back to our normal view. Take our thing here, like that. Then go to the order. UL for loop selection in the edge mode. Then E for moving. So hold your control key and move it down. You see what we get. Something like this. Then we make it solar button so you can see what I do. And then you press T for scale. Hold your control key and just scale it down. This thing. Okay. Then again UL for loop selection. Here and here. MS for a bevel. Small bevel. Something like this. And it should be okay. Back here. Put this again under our null here, and if you activate now our subdivision surface, everything is in the subdivision surface. And what we get is this result here. Okay, I would say this is enough for the first part. I hope you liked it so far. And as I said, if you want that I recreate this whole scene, just let me know. So just write it in the comments. And if you have other questions or wishes, what I shall do next or something else, just write in the comments so I know it. Okay, so let's say bye-bye for today. And I hope I can make soon the next tutorial. I know the second part of the if tutorial is I have to do it. That is this rigging, but I didn't find time at the moment, and nobody was really interested about the rigging of the if. So there was more questions about with this tire speaker here. Okay, as I said, if you want to see the whole scene, to make the whole scene, just tell me this, or if you want just how I texture the tire or something else, let me know. Okay, for today I say bye-bye and have a nice day. So see you next time, hopefully. Bye-bye.